All right, Anabolic Academy. And today I am all by myself, but that's all right. I'm not going to skip Anabolic Academy. It's actually one of my favorite ones because I get to sort of kind of interact with people and fans, and they send me questions and whatnot. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, just to give you guys an update, my dog Ralphie got neutered today. So he's looking all miserable. He's in his crate with the cone on his head because he's got stitches in his nutsack. And then after Anabolic Academy, I'm drinking my pre-workout, going to the gym. All right. Well, let's get started. Okay, first question. This actually comes from a friend of mine. His name's Anthony. Can you take creatine while doing a steroid cycle? Yeah, creatine is not a hormone. It's not going to interact with any, testosterone or any kind of nandrolone or any kind of hormone or whatnot. It's not going to interact with your cycle whatsoever. If anything, it would help because it'll volumize the muscle cell. Creatine is not a hormone. So creatine is three amino acids synthesized together, right? Synthesized, yeah. It's L-glycine, L-arginine. I can't remember the third one. I don't know. If you guys remember the third one, put it in the comment section. I don't remember the third one. But yeah, it's no big deal. I remember when I competed, my coach would make me my post-workout shake was 2 scoops of whey, a scoop of creatine, a scoop of glutamine, and a scoop of cobalamin. That was my post-workout shake. Yeah. That's actually a pretty good question because a lot of people don't know like the over-the-counter stuff if it reacts with the anabolic steroids or anything like that. Like if you're gonna take a pre-hormone, like let's just then don't take a pre-hormone with anabolic steroid. It doesn't make sense, right? It's like that's stupid. But yeah, creatine, glutamine, cobalamin, which is obviously a carbohydrate powder, your whey protein, your multivitamins, all that. Yeah, you could always take that. That's not a big deal. Creatine is proven to work. I was never a big fan of creatine. Like I used it several times and never saw much of a difference, so I never really, used it much. I know Jason Arns makes a good one from My Prevail Subs, so you can go on his website and check it out. But it's a proven, muscle growth stimulant, over the counter natural supplement. So yeah, it's worth taking it. Whether you're on cycle or off cycle, it's worth taking it. Number 2, this is from Matt Bar Italia. Italia. I don't know. I know Matt, right? I think we met in the gym. Yeah, pretty sure. Right? Sorry if I'm screwing up your IG name. But that's your IG name, Matt Bar Italia. Okay. Is a 5x5 program good for strength and bodybuilding? All right. So if those of you who don't know what a 5x5 program is, this is a 5x5 program. You go in, it's a 3-day-a-week workout. You go in on Monday and you do 5 sets of squats, 5 reps, 5 different sets, 5 reps, 5 sets of bench, 5 reps, 5 sets, 5 sets of deadlifts, 5 reps, 5 sets, probably. And no, it's not optimal for bodybuilding at all. You're missing shoulders, biceps, triceps, calves. You're not putting enough emphasis on the muscle. It's not optimal for bodybuilding purposes. I mean, is it a good workout routine for strength? It sounds like it's a good workout for strength routine for strength. I started powerlifting very little. And I always went back to bodybuilding. I always preferred the bodybuilding. I always preferred the pump and the mind-muscle connection in bodybuilding over powerlifting. So you didn't really get that pump in powerlifting. It's more moving the weight from point A to point B. So I never really got into powerlifting. So I don't know the best workout routines for powerlifting. That sounds like it would be a decent workout for powerlifting, but to be honest with you, don't quote me on that. But I know the 5x5 program is not optimal for bodybuilding. Look, you could reinvent the wheel all day long, right? 5x5 program, push-pull legs. But the truth of the matter is, it always goes back to the gym split. People like to call it the bro split because it sounds like it's a dummies workout, bro. But the truth of the matter is, that's what bodybuilders have been using forever, and that's what works. And then you see what works for you. So like for me, I would do like now I would do have a back day, a chest day, a leg day, shoulder day, and an arms day. Then you mix and match, but you make sure it's kind of broken up that way. Some people like biceps and chest. Some people like triceps and back. Some people do traps with shoulders. Some people do traps with back. Some people separate quads from hamstrings, but it all basically comes down to the same bro split, and that is the best and is the proven to be the best way for muscle growth, right? Things like to me, I would do a 5x5 split if I was limited for time. If I can only hit the gym 3 days a week, because whatever, I'm working too much, or I have a family or whatever, and I want to get in and out and hit it in an hour or something like that. That's what I would do. But optimally, you're just missing too many body parts, and you're not concentrating enough on growing a particular body part. Like, for example, like let's say, like my back and my shoulders are always my weak point. I always had to concentrate on my shoulders, like, and really, really hit them hard and hit them from different angles, and so on and so forth. That kind of workout doesn't enable you to do that. So I would always stick to a gym split. Always, always, always. But what works for the majority, you have to see what works for you. And the one thing I always say is I always like going to the gym and having it be fun and having it to be fulfilling. And if you do a particular workout, I don't care what it is. If you do a particular workout and you like it, and it fulfills you, and it's fun, and it gets your ass to the gym, and it gets you in shape, then do it. Who cares about what the best plan is? Now, if you want to be a bodybuilder, that's different, right? But for example, rumor has it, or the rumor has it, that's the bad way to use it. That's the bad way to use the term. The majority say that doing bis and tris for arms isn't the best way to grow arms. The majority say separating biceps on one day and triceps on another is the best day to grow arms, right? But I don't care, because I like doing arms in one day. I like the pump. I like the way it feels. I like seeing the vascularity. I like it. It's very fulfilling workout, so I don't care. And it's a mental stimulation. You got to remember, when you get to the gym too, the gym is as much psychological therapy as it is physical, right? Yeah, I know for me, I go to the gym, and, if I'm stressed, or I'm having a bad day at work, or there's problems, or whatever the case may be, and I get to the gym, and I put my earbuds in, and take my pre-workout, and I hit the gym, and I'm really working, it really makes me feel better. And even if even everybody says, oh, I don't talk at the gym, I just go with it. Believe me, I make friends at the gym, and there are guys at the gym that I shoot the shit with before and after the workout and whatnot. And it's fine to socialize a little bit at the gym. It really is. You don't want to make it, you don't want to. And I've been guilty of this, but you don't want this to happen too often, where you're talking for 20 minutes in between sets. You want to do that. But before and after a workout, there's nothing wrong with bullshit in the gym, talking and making friends and blah, blah, blah. I mean, that's fine. So, and like I said, it really, really does help psychologically. It helps you get through the day. It helps relieve stress. It makes you feel good. And so if you're doing a workout, whatever it is, I don't care what it is, and you're getting to the gym and it's helping you get in shape and it's helping you relieve stress and you're fulfilled, then by all means do it. But if you have a goal and you want to increase, you want to be a powerlifter and you want to increase strength, then you have to incorporate that kind of workout. If you want to be a bodybuilder and you want to build muscle, then you have to incorporate that kind of workout, right? That's just the way it is. All right, that was question 2. That was actually a really good question. Question 3 from IG. He corrected me. I know how to pronounce it. Fran is the man. Franisdaman. I screwed it up so bad last time. Sorry about that, dude. But Fran is the man. Have you ever been sponsored as an athlete by a supplement company? No, I was never that good of a bodybuilder. I am better on the microphone. The truth of the matter was I never got past the NPC level. I competed 4 different times. I competed once in 1999. It was the Mr. Staten Island show. I don't think they even have that show anymore. I competed twice in 2012. I competed once in 2014. I remember I won the Masters, overall Masters 2012, 2013, 2014, because I was over 35 at that point. 2014, right? Yes, whatever. And I was over 35 at that point. I remember I emailed a couple of supplement companies and nobody ever got back to me. The truth of the matter was, I never got past that stage. I did not like doing the prep. The prep was not fun. It put a lot of stress on me. It put a lot of stress on work. I was, I had a lot of things going on, and life gets in the way. And I wasn't ready to put life on hold for a bodybuilding career in my 30s, right? My mid 30s, right? And it just wasn't. That wasn't a reasonable goal. I didn't have the size. I mean, my last show in 2014, I was on stage at 181. I'm 5'8". I was at the bottom level of the light heavyweights. All right. And I remember the guy who won the light heavyweight open, he was an inch shorter than me, and he was like 198 on the button. And I think if I'm correct, 198 is still the cutoff at light heavyweight. I might be wrong. Things might have changed in the NPC since, but I'm pretty sure that was. And this guy was chiseled. He was ready to turn pro. I don't know what happened to him or whatever, but that was really it. So I didn't do well. But no, I'm hoping that my channel grows and I'm able to get sponsored, and thanks to you guys, it is growing. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I started my old channel, it was a variety channel. And I always thought that a variety show was always the best because you're taking in more different types of diverse crowds coming. And that doesn't work on YouTube. That doesn't work. So if anybody wants to start a variety channel, unless you are a celebrity yourself, because then people tune in to watch you, right? So like Joe, that's why Joe Rogan could have like a donkey on the other side of the table and talk to him, because people want to listen to Joe Rogan. Any one of those guys, Valuetainment. Anyway, Valuetainment is a great podcast, informative, incredible podcast. Anyway, but if you are not, then the best way to be successful on YouTube is be one-dimensional. So what was happening when I had the old channel, which is it's called Outcasts, and I still use it, still up and ready, Serious and Southern's Outcast. I would have all different people on: arm wrestling, powerlifting, bodybuilding, mafia guys, motorcycle guys, porno stars. I mean, all different types of people. And I would get the subscribers, but they would never come back to watch. And that's what YouTube wants. YouTube wants your subscribers to come back to watch, because the advertisers on YouTube want to know that people are watching your channel. So on the bodybuilding channel, I think the last time I checked, it was 75% of the people who subscribe come back to watch. And that's why I know this channel is going to be so successful, because it's all about bodybuilding, and the fans that I'm building and the subscribers on my channel that I'm building come back to watch almost every time. And that's very, very important. And that's what is going to make this channel grow and be successful. How did I get off on that? I don't even remember how I got off on it. Oh, supplement company. So I'm hoping that supplement company, maybe a year from now or so, we'll find out, oh shit, that's serious. It's really growing. That's all from a contract with lots of money. Anyway, all right. Okay. This is a really good question. This is a good question. I don't think many people know the name, because what happens is a lot of times movements or exercises go in and out of trends. And like right now, of course, everybody knows with girls, the thrust, the pelvic thrust on the Smith machine or whatever, that's the big thing, because they want to, they only work their butt. So squat is a big, squat with girls and guys goes in and out. It's trendy right now to do that. So one thing that I noticed that's very trendy now is a hammer curl. So the question is, what's the difference between a hammer curl and a bicep curl? And that is a really, really good question. Now, I'm sure most of you know a hammer curl is when you're doing the hammer curl like this with the dumbbell, and a bicep curl is when you have it like this, or I usually do a little bit of a twist with the pinky toward the shoulder. That's the difference. So basically, the hammer curl is going to activate more of the long head of the bicep and the forearm, whereas the bicep curl, the traditional bicep curl, is going to activate the shorter head of the bicep. and not so much the forearm. So what I do is when I'm doing biceps, I do a traditional bicep curl. What do you call it? Let's see, what would I do? I would do seated curls. I would do preacher curls. I would do easy bar curls. And then when I would do hammer curls, I would incorporate that into when I do forearms. So I do a quick forearm workout. But instead of going like this with which hits more, but I come around the side, because now you're hitting more of the bicep. Listen to me, the bicep, the forearm. So when I'm doing, so I incorporate a bit of a hammer curl only in this direction to activate a forearm, and then I do, forearm curls with that, so on and so forth. And that's how I incorporate a hammer curl. But again, I'm going to reiterate, if you like doing hammer curls and it's working and you see a difference, continue doing it. I say do both. Incorporate both. It doesn't hurt to do both. You're just hitting at a different angle. If you don't like one to the other, one is working, one's not working, then do the one that's working. But incorporate both and see how it works. I incorporate both, like I said. I mean, I may do it a little bit differently because I know that it activates forearms, but for the most part, I incorporate both. I'm not a big angle guy, right? Like I'm not a big turn to on your back and lean left and then put your foot and that kind of thing. I never was into that, because I was never. To me, it's like reinventing the wheel. My theory of working out was always the Jason Arnold theory. We talk about it all the time. You go in there, you do the basics, you do them heavy, you do them hard, and you use mostly free weight, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm 47 years old now. There are certain things I can't do anymore because I've had back surgery. I don't bench as heavy. I don't deadlift anymore. But in my 30s, like when I was competing, that's exactly what I would do, right? I would do a heavy dumbbell row. I would do a heavy bent over row. I would deadlift, a heavy squat, a heavy bench press, flat end incline, dips with chains or with the belt around me with the weight, just that hardcore, old school workout that you would see from like a Branch Warren or a Johnny Jackson or, whoever other guy in the 90s that you would love. King Kamali used to work out like a fucking beast. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about the best of the best, but you can incorporate that kind of workout yourself. The problem I see is that the majority of kids now are going to chain gym, and so you don't have that hardcore mentality at the chain gym, so they're not learning that. But when I was younger growing up, there was not too many chain gyms. There was mostly like hardcore gyms, and then the bigger chain gyms knocked out the hardcore gyms out of business. They're still here and there, you guys know I do the hardcore iron reviews, but basically you would go in there, you would hit the weights would be banging, the speakers, they would be pumping music, and you hit it hard, and you concentrate on that body part, whatever it is you're doing back that day. You're fucking bent over rows, you're doing lat pull downs, you're doing deadlifts, like I said, one arm rows, pull-ups, whatever. And that's how I train. And to a certain extent, I still train that same way, right? Because that's how I learned, and that's what I liked. That's what I like doing. I've always seen good results from it. Don't get me wrong, right? Good results. I'm gonna say this till the day that I die, that I have a podcast. I was never a elite bodybuilder. I was just a big fan of bodybuilding. I love bodybuilding. I don't know if I took my body to the heights that it could have went through because I didn't like the prep for bodybuilding. I also didn't like gorging myself with food and being uncomfortable. I remember the heaviest I ever got was like 230 or 235 or something like that, right? Well, about 200 pounds. That was the biggest I ever got. I remember eating so much, and I'm not lying, I swear to God, that I would shit 5 times a day. 5 times a day. I would shit 5 times a day, and I would be all uncomfortable all the time. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it. And I knew that I knew I didn't have what it took to be an elite bodybuilder. You just know, right? I mean, you're in your 30s and you're still in the NPC level. You're not going anywhere, you know. If you like doing it, go right ahead. But I had to put you got to prioritize, and making a living and family and your wife or your house or kids, that's priority. All right. It is what it is. Anyway, all right. What do we got coming up? Because I only had 4 questions. Those are the 4 questions. All right. What do we got coming up? We got hardcore iron review coming up, but hopefully by the end of the week or this weekend. I went to Diamond Gym. That should be coming up. That takes me a long time to do. I apologize, but it takes me a long time because it's a lot of footage, and I got to put it together, and then I got to do a voiceover, and then it's got to be edited and done correctly. So it's not like this where I just put it up, intro, blah, blah, that's it. So that takes me a little longer than normal. And plus I have to go to the gym, and I have to, make sure I call the owner and notify him that I'm going to the gym and doing it. And otherwise, I wouldn't do it without doing it like that, blah, blah, blah. But, Dwayne from Diamond Gym, was it Maplewood, New Jersey? Gentleman's gentleman. No problem. I met him at the New York. I mean, I knew him, but I met him at the New York Pro. I asked him, no problem. Here's my number. Fantastic individual. And as old school hardcore gym as you could possibly get. This gym might get a perfect score, but we'll see. I have to run down. That's coming up. Muscle Talk's coming up. I'm keeping my fingers crossed. I got a special guest coming up on Muscle Talk. Who else? Oh, I'm interviewing. Yes. I'm interviewing Andrea Shaw, Miss Olympia. I can't wait for that. Miss Olympia. Be interviewing. That should be up by the end of the week. That should be a good one. And that's about it. All right. That ends Anabolic Academy. I'll see you guys soon. Remember, keep hitting the gym. Oh, and I forgot actually, a word from our sponsor. I don't have one, so subscribe.